right. If you're wondering, what are they doing? Why are they taking so long? It's because we're waving out the window. That's why. Let's see. We've got Jim George in the studio. Oh, let me put his picture on here. It's because the camera. We were trying to get the camera ready. Sorry, I was distracted by everything. Jim George is here, affectionately known as Professor Gadget. Gosh, a lot of technology news every day, it seems like. This morning we had, I think, 3 stories. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. What a spooky table you have this morning. Man, you got witches out here and spiders and bats.
Yes.
Man.
Oh, man. We saw yesterday over at the eye doctors across the street.
Yep.
They've got Dr. Ramsey invited us to come over and look at his Halloween stuff. And he's got like a projector that projects the image of like zombies trying to get through the wall, but it's back projected, so it looks real. I mean, it looks like there's really people behind the glass trying to get out.
Wow.
It's really cool.
Wow. My wife and I went to the bat.
Oh, you went to the bat thing?
Oh, you did? Did
Yes,
you like it?
It was fantastic.
Did you see bats the size of 4-year-old children?
We saw huge bats.
Wow.
How close could you get to them?
Well, some of them came right up to the window to look at us. They were very curious.
Is that
Really?
thing ongoing all the time?
As far as I know, you can go anytime you want to. It just it happened to be that day that they had people from the college there talking about conservatory, what plants to grow and things like that attract bats. And there was probably about 20 concessionaires there. It was really neat.
Wow.
Really?
Nice.
It went through fast. I mean, you didn't. We waited in line, but probably 10 minutes, and we talked to people while we waited in line.
Did you have glass between you and them?
Yes,
Or?
yes,
Oh,
there was
okay.
glass.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you couldn't smell them.
No, you couldn't smell them. But that was only because you walked down a corridor that had glass. But as soon as you walked outside, you were on the back side of the cages, and they weren't glass. They were just open.
Oh, okay. So you could
So
smell
you could
them.
walk right up to them, yeah.
Could you? Did they smell?
And I don't think they did. They had fruit hanging. Most of these were fruit bats, so they had
Right.
a pumpkin, and the bat would actually try to crawl almost inside the pumpkin to get in there to eat. And they had
Really?
watermelon hanging and cantaloupe hanging, and the bats had a great time. They were just munching away.
Oh, neat.
Some of them, of course, were sleeping.
Well, the reason I asked about the smell is because somebody had said on Carol Ann's show, the gardening show, she had said that one of the solutions to, I guess, bugs, and mosquitoes being the primary bug, is to get a bat house. And then somebody else posted online, yeah, but the problem with that is they poop and it stinks.
Yeah, the guana, I'm sure, poops and stinks.
Guana?
But
They got a nice name for their poop, don't they?
yeah,
That
yeah.
is a nice
It's a nice
name.
name, guana.
Yeah.
Sounds like something you would eat.
Gosh.
You'd have to, but it's great for the garden, so.
Okay.
So when the bats were coming up to you, did they fly down
No,
to
they
the
walk.
window? They walk.
The top of the cage has a screen and mesh screen on top of it. And they would just walk. Just walk over.
Upside down?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes they would use all 4, the 2 feet and the 2 wings to crawl, and sometimes they just use their feet. It was quite an adventure. My wife took a bunch of videos. I'll have to send some to you, a bunch of photos, because they come right up to you, right up to the glass.
It's a curious animal, isn't it?
Yep.
It's a mammal that flies.
There are actually some of them they call flying foxes.
They look like foxes.
But they, genus and species is a bat.
Have you, I don't know if this is an unfair question to you, but are there any other mammals that fly? That's the only mammal that flies, right? A bat?
Squirrels.
And gliders, yeah.
Well,
Aren't squirrels?
yeah, they're mammals, but they don't fly, really. They glide.
Yeah, they glide.
Oh, that's right.
Gliders, yeah.
Wow.
We have a phone
don't
call.
know.
Let me go to the phone. I think I did it right. Good morning. You should be on the air.
Yes,
There it
question
is.
for the professor.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
My wife sent me on a little mission to pick up some light bulbs for her. She burned one out, and I went over to the store, and I'll be darned, whatever happened to the squiggly, long-lasting light bulbs? You couldn't find one in the store. Now they're all look like the regular light bulbs, LED bulbs.
That's because they had a huge warranty, like lifetime warranty and such, and they didn't even last 1 or 2 years. It was a very poor design, my wife and I have a bunch of those too, and as they fail, we just take them out. If you go back to where you bought them, if you were fortunate enough to keep your receipt and to keep, let's say, the box they came in or the label that says lifetime warranty or 15-year warranty, then they'll give you one of the new LEDs in exchange. They were
Was
a
the
design failure.
The fault of them not being very efficient?
They were efficient, but they were poor design. They didn't last anywhere near. I mean, we put some down at the barn. We have lights to stay on all night down at the barn, and we put some on there. We put some on just momentary, where they come on when you have like a motion. And both of them burnt out almost within a month of themselves. So whether they were on all the time or only on when you walked, they still burnt out. Yeah, it was terrible. They're terrible design. So now everybody's doing LEDs.
Yeah, see, do those LED bulbs, do they get hot like the old-fashioned bulbs?
They get warm. They do not get hot.
Okay, very good. Well, I guess I'm going to have to go back to the old-fashioned LED light bulb again.
Yes, it looks like a normal bulb. Yes.
I know that on the box it says, guaranteed for 9, 10 years or whatever, and so it's probably if you kept the receipt on those and that didn't last, would you get a replacement on even those?
You would. You would.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. But LED is not old-fashioned. I mean, he's referring to the shape as old-fashioned.
Yeah, the curly Q type. It had gas in it, plus it had. They were supposed to be the latest and greatest, and everybody was supposed to change by a certain date, and people went out by the millions and bought them, and the lights failed.
But they were not, correct me if I'm wrong, they were not as environmentally friendly as they were made out to be. Because in the landfills, they would be a big problem, wouldn't they?
They're a big problem, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens with technology. Everybody believes the hype. We bought one LED bulb, I guess it was when they first came out about 4 years ago. We kept the paperwork, and we monitored it for about 2 years, and it just worked perfect. So we said, okay, we guess it's okay. Where the curly Q ones within 2 years died.
Well, it was the fault of the government, though, because they were forcing people to buy them because they said that they forced the other light bulbs to be stop production.
Yeah, and they're not stopped. You can buy a light bulb today. You get 4 for $1 at the dollar store.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were stopped making them.
No. It's just one of the things they wanted to do, and because those other bulbs failed. I mean, the government. Anytime the government steps foot in anything we do, it fails.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Keep the government out.
So can we mix politics with technology?
Sure.
Do you have any thoughts on this amendment number 1?
I was reading it just the other day, so it has to do with the solar cell.
Right.
But I think it's the way it's worded. They said to vote yes on it, which means no to it. You've had people coming here, politicians. Has any of them given you an opinion?
Honestly, no. I have an opinion, and I'll tell you why.
All right.
Because the very first sentence of it's only 2 sentences. The summary is only 2 sentences long, which is all you're going to read if you're voting. If you want to do your homework, then you can read the whole thing. But the first sentence says this gives you the right. I should read it to you. But we already have the right to buy solar cells. The second one says the electric companies have the right to refrain from covering your butt if your stuff doesn't work. Well, they've never done that. I've never had a chance where my electricity went out and my neighbor let me give you some.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get it. I don't get the whole thing. So
well, one of the things
it stinks.
If you have a solar cell, the power companies usually will buy the power back from you. So you pay, let's say, 11 or 13 cents a kilowatt, and then Ocala Electric Utility will buy it back from you for 7 cents a kilowatt.
Right.
All right. Well, they weren't forced to buy it back. It was at their leisure if they wanted to buy it back or not. There are some companies here in town, JP Plastics, I think, or JMB Plastics. They produce more energy than Ocala Electric can buy. Because what they do is they get electricity from OEU. They use it to melt the ingots that they use for making plastic molding. Steam comes off of that. It's captured, sent to a generator. The steam turbine turns the wheel, produces electricity. Now they come off of the OEU because they make enough electricity to run themselves completely from the steam. Well, they produce so much electricity that OEU will only buy back like $10,000 a month worth of electricity from them. The rest of it just goes to waste.
That's something. It's just amazing you can even buy electricity. Yeah. I mean, I know I do every day. But, all right, let's go to the phone real quick. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning.
Question for you. Is it not true that the spiral bulbs, those are actually just a fluorescent bulb? They're not LED.
Exactly. Everybody thought they were LEDs. They're not. They're
fluorescents, and they contain And the disposal issue is that traditionally fluorescent lights had mercury inside, and mercury was once it was basically electricity applied to it, and that is what ignited the gas inside of the fluorescent tube and made it glow. So that's the problem with those bulbs, is that they were not definitely, but I converted my house. I think we put in about 60 bulbs of LEDs.
Yes.
Conventional looking bulbs, but they're LED.
Yes.
And I have actually seen about a $15 to $20 a month decrease in my electric bill on average.
Exactly.
And they're phenomenal. They're phenomenal. But the thing is, the problem with the LED bulbs is everybody's making them. That you can get them from cheap that are all the way up to $7 or $8 a piece.
Yes.
The better bulbs, while the quality of the light is better out of them, they have what's called the manufacturer of the LED is called Cree, CREE, and they're the best quality. Well, I guess that's debatable, but they're the best quality as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
But you're gonna pay much more for them because of the quality of the LED.
Right, and one thing to look for when you buy an LED bulb is if you have a dimmer. Some LEDs are dimmable and some are not dimmable.
Yep. Found that out too, because I have a lot of lights that I need to go back and I didn't put I knew they weren't dimmable, so I need to go buy some dimmables. I need about 20 of those. So
yeah. Good information.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you. All right, let's take a little break and we'll be right back. It is an interesting topic. I mean, we were so comfortable with the bulbs we had all these years, and all of a sudden, like Robin pointed out, there was a political problem with them. And All right, we'll be right back. I think I got it right. Here we go.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accidents. On this Friday, clouds and some sunshine. It'll be breezy with a passing shower. A high temperature today between 81 and 85, and Friday night partly cloudy, lows in the low to mid-60s, inland 73 on the coast. A breezy day Saturday with some sunshine, high 82 to 86, and on Sunday partly sunny, high again 82 to 86. Watch for rough surf and strong rip currents at the beaches into the weekend. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, my name is Erica Olstein. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and oriental medicine. So, you used to be wired, now you're just tired. You used to be thin, but now you're the heaviest you've ever been. You don't necessarily always have to take a med if your thyroid is playing dead. If you have a thyroid disorder, an acupuncture visit may be in order. Come visit me, your primary care physician, Erica Olstein, at A Better You Healthcare. Call me at 352-615-5566.
Wow, man, you have a computer?
Yes, and I'm looking at villages1.com. They have a ton of information for the Villages resident.
Wow, they have information by the ton? I only need a couple ounces, man.
Movies, schedule, doctors, local attractions, even a section called Who You Gonna Call for plumbers and painters and stuff like that. These guys own cyberspace.
Wow, man, they own it? What's cyberspace?
That's where they packaged 50,000 pages of information for the Village residents.
Wow, they package it where?
Villages1.com.
Where, man?
Villages1.com.
Are you a list maker? Got your day planner laid out to structure your day? Well, here's something to add to your list. Make time for something really important. Visit Highland Memorial Park, because how you prepare for that moment is so important. Why Highland? Sure, it's a beautiful place, but aside from the beauty and the quiet reflection, practical people will appreciate the many options. Take a tour and make some serious plans. The Highland staff will confidentially show you all options and payment plans. Call today, 369-1020. Highland Memorial Park. Peace and reflection for your family.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us #1. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
All right, 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. Jim George is here, affectionately known as Professor Gadget. And Jim, you have a phone call. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on there with Jim.
Good morning, everybody. They passed a law against incandescent bulbs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we don't make them in this country. But every other country's cleaning up on them and selling them.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, I think I can buy 4 or 5 incandescent bulbs for the price of one LED.
Right.
So the payback on that is, really out there if they last that long. So anyway, that's my sort of the deal. And it's nice how our government looks out for jobs and the American people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.
A great weekend.
Thank you. Jim, do you know if these lights in the studio here, are they LEDs?
They could be. It's hard to... I would say no. Unless they're on a dimmer, I would say no.
I don't know.
Now, one thing about LED bulbs that the people who call in can tell you, they are bright.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Those flashlights you gave me are LEDs, and they are awesome. I love them.
I mean, you change one 100-watt light bulb for, let's say, a 75-watt LED, and you swear it's 250. Why? Because instead of being a yellowish, creamy tint, it's white. I mean, it lights up the room.
Oh, I love them. I love them. That's why I wasn't sure. I think Joe said that these are LEDs. I'm not really sure.
Well, if they are, they're in a dimmer of some sort because they're creamy looking.
Oh, I see. That's what you're looking at, the color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a story this morning you were telling me about?
Yeah, we have this new watch by Apple that comes. It's swim-proof design. Everybody wants something that you can bring in the water without it dropping dead, right?
Right.
How hard is that to do? Can you retrofit, for example, my phone to make it waterproof?
I can put it in a baggie.
All right.
So believe it or not, when my wife and I went to Bahamas years ago, we just bought one of those normal $9 cameras that and put it in a Ziploc bag.
And it worked pretty good?
Worked perfect. Took pictures in the pool, took pictures in the ocean. Worked perfect.
What was the other technology story this morning? Oh, it was the FCC ruling that they did yesterday.
As long as it's not the shots in the scrotum, it's okay.
What?
Remember the one to reduce the sperm count? I don't know about all that now.
Well, you see what that story said. That story said that the guys who got those shots became sad.
Yeah.
Well, I don't blame them. I'd be sad too.
Yeah. It's not the side effect.
All right. Gosh. Now I'm looking for something. It's hard to look for something and talk at the same time. But there was an FCC story. Can I go through this real quick? Robin, can you go through these things? You got it. You got it. Here it is.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I was going to bring up, because Larry had that story this morning about the Uber cars and that they want to invest in companies that are trying to make the cars fly now.
Oh, yeah.
And have it driverless.
That's what I need, a driverless flying car.
Would that affect? Would that make your business more? Have more people subscribe to your service? Because if you're in that car, you want to do something. I mean, you're not driving, so you want to be occupying your time.
You realize how many
else.
lines there are across streets that are not even report. I mean, there's no way they're going to create a radar system or anything that's going to sense that line going across the street.
400 feet, though. They have to be at 400 feet.
Yeah, they got to land, though. They got to come down. When they come down, they're going to come down to an altitude at which the wires are.
So wouldn't that also be a problem for the drones then? The same problem?
It is, but drones have cameras on them, and usually the person that's controlling them can see, through the lens of the camera what's ahead. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Here's the story. This is from Reuters. The U.S. Federal Communications Commission yesterday voted 3-2 to adopt new privacy rules that will subject broadband internet service providers to more stringent requirements than websites like Facebook, Twitter, Alphabet, and Google. I guess Alphabet is Google. The rules will force companies like AT&T, Verizon, and Comcast to obtain consumer consent before using certain user data for advertising and internal marketing. Do you know how I see them getting around this, though? They get you to sign a big, long document with a little checkbox, and you can't go forward until you hit that little checkbox. And ping, okay, they said okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They said, okay, you can take my information.
You know, they already have ways of telling what channel you're on, what time of day you're on the TV, how long you were on that one channel, how many times you changed the channel. All that is given to the Reuters and all the Nielsen's and all those people, so they can say USA was watched. You know, let's say it was a presidential debate. More people tuned in. You know, that doesn't take into account IPTV systems that don't have access. Let's say to Nielsen, off the air, people watching NBC with their own antennas.
Right.
They have no earthly idea. They
don't really
they
know,
extrapolate. You know, it's like if a person calls in and complains, let's say to Procter & Gamble about their toothpaste, they assume that for every one person that calls in or writes, that means 1,000 people. So that's how. But it could be 800 people. It could be 1,400 people. They have no idea. No, just a marketing gimmick.
Yeah, I think you're right.
More people like girls than guys. You know, something like that. How do you know?
I know.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Hi, I got another quick question on light bulbs again, if you don't mind. How do you correctly get rid of those large tubular fluorescent bulbs?
Well, if you're anywhere on your garbage pickup, when they come to pick them up, they have a box on the side of the garbage truck, and they slide them into that box. They do not break them and throw them into the back. So you should not break them either.
I've never noticed that on those trucks.
Yes.
I'll have to take a look. I know walking through the subdivision with my dog, every once in a while you see the garbage buckets with a lot of tubes sticking out of them. You know, so I just thought maybe they dumped the whole thing in the back end. And you know.
Nope. They should not. By state code and by county code, they have to keep them secure. Now, when they take them to the dump, they put them in a special spot where the paint goes and all the old medicine goes and all that kind of stuff, and then once a month the state comes and picks them up and disposes of them.
Okay, I'll have to keep an eye on when the truck goes by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, you got it.
Thank you. All right, we've got just about a minute and a half left. Good morning. You're on there with Jim.
To me, a quick question. Did we ever give away the Internet yet, or did Congress finally decide to wake up and do part of their job? I'll hang up and listen.
Yeah, from what I understand, they actually signed. Is that correct?
They agreed yesterday to the. It's supposed to protect you and I from. All it seems like it's telling me is that they can't just go ahead and use your information for marketing purposes.
Yeah, but I think what Sonny's speaking about is where we wanted to give the internet to some international consortium to run. I believe that's what he's speaking about.
Right.
And Obama, he's really interested in pushing that. He wants to get rid of it. Now, hopefully the new president will bring it back to us. But who knows? Who knows?
It's ours.
Well,
we shouldn't give our country away.
Yeah.
I like my gadgets.
Yeah. That's good. All right.
If we want to get a hold of you for any other questions.
Sure, 854-9795.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
By LED. Yes.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. The NTSB investigating